me tell you, the minute that jealous person meets you, everything that they do, no matter how good the relationship started or the friendship started, is premeditated. Premeditated is when someone looks at you and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get in a relationship with him. I'm going to get in a relationship with her. I'm going to scoop them off their feet. I'm going to treat them well. And right when they're comfortable, I'm going to flip the switch and I'm going to start being abusive. Do you guys think that people just randomly get up one day and start treating you bad? Do you guys actually believe that? Do you genuinely believe that people just wake up and they just hate you out of nowhere all of a sudden? Those feelings were always there. They just weren't sure. They weren't sure when they can comfortably and effectively bring their true feelings towards you out. It's not anything new. This is why you have to learn how to use your spirit and discernment when dealing with people. I had this issue at one of my businesses with my business partner. I went over there. There was a new lady that started coming there. And she was always like very nice to me and very kind and all that stuff. But I can feel energy, discerning of spirits. I could feel, like, I can't explain it, but I can do it really well. And when I met her, my spirit was like, absolutely not. So I already knew that I was not going to allow her to get too close to me, because it's not that she did anything wrong or said anything wrong. I just immediately knew to be careful with that person. And eventually with time, she kept trying. And then that's the person that, tried to put her hands on me, or did put her hands on me, and almost broke my phone and all that stuff. It's like, this stuff is premeditated. Like, from the moment this person met you, they already knew that they had an issue with you. They probably tried to cover it and hide it because people are not as authentic, so they'll try to put a mask on and put a cape on so that they can get you where they want you, so that they can strike. But once they strike, that strike is not random. They've always felt that way about you. They've always felt that way about you. They have. And sometimes it's disappointing to realize that this person, always felt negatively towards you when you were approaching them authentically and with pure intentions. They were approaching you inauthentically with bad intentions. So it definitely wakes you up. But you guys, it's rough out here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a whirlwind in these streets of life, a roller coaster. So people will surprise you. They will surprise you. They will shock you. But eventually with time, you're going to trust God more than you trust anyone else. And you're going to always look to God for guidance. You're going to look to the Most High for guidance, because you really don't know. You really don't know, because people put on a good performance and they put on a good mask. A lot of people go online and they bash a lot of these women and men who end up in these abusive relationships. But I'm like, do you think someone volunteers to be a part of an abusive relationship? Do you think someone gets married to get divorced? Obviously not. So clearly the person that blindsided them was really good at acting. Nobody's going to go into something that's toxic. The thing is, people are such good actors and they have so much malice that, they wait until you're comfortable to strike. They wait until you're comfortable to strike. So when you've been through several times, I've been through that several times, you will become a better reader of people, and you will be on top of your spirituality, because your spiritual discernment and intuition will save you every time. Honestly, I'm going to keep it 100. I think that those people that get up one day and just turn on you and try to make people see you in a negative light and run a massive smear campaign about you, I personally feel like that person has always felt that way about you. You want to know why? Because even people that I've had a falling out with, I knew that I loved them at one point. And because I know that I did love them at one point, I would never take it upon myself to run their name through the ground. I'd rather just let bygones be bygones. We're not cool anymore. We don't work together anymore. Cool. Like, let's move on. But those people that the relationship is tarnished and the first immediate thing that they desire to do is to expose you, whether it's online or at the workplace, and they start showing texts and dropping screenshots and voice notes. I feel like those people never liked you from the jump, because at some point, regardless if things get sour and they don't work out, you have to remember that you did admire that person at some point. You loved that person at some point. You were friends with that person at some point. So because that's where it was at some point, even though it's no longer there, you should be able to leave the situation freely without adding any more fuel to the fire, and just let the fire burn out, let it dry out. But those people who take your dirty laundry after a falling out to air it out, they were never your friend. They never loved you. Even if they say they did, they're lying. Because if they loved you at some point, they would have an ounce of decency. And if they don't have that, and that's why I always tell you guys, you have to be careful with the information that you're sharing with people. Do not share information with them. Leave people on a need-to-know basis. Meaning, if you don't need to know this, I'm not going to tell you. If you don't need to know this, I'm not going to give you an update. Because some people, from the moment that they encounter you, you trigger them in all ways. But they still admire you at the same time. So they're going to try to build some type of bond with you, right? Then you put your guard down with this person. You let them in and you start letting them into the deep, deep things about your life. Yeah, the problem with that is, what was their intention for getting close to you in the first place? I kind of feel like people have an intention for you the moment that they meet you. I genuinely, honestly, truly to God believe that. I do. I do believe that people, even if it's not at a high level, 9 times out of 10 have an ideal of what they feel about you, how they feel about you, and what they're going to do to you. For example, when you go on a date with a man and he humbles you, he knew from the moment he was looking at your pictures and reading your bio and seeing that you're a smart girl, you're a smart woman, and you're on your stuff, he knew that he was going to make that attempt. That's why I'm so careful about who I give second chances to. I usually don't do second chances with people, because they usually come into the situation with an ideal in their head about what they're going to do to you. And the reason why it gets scary is because people are good at hiding and cloaking their true intentions. That's why I always tell you guys to keep God as the center, so God can expose people to you, because sometimes you're not going to know. Sometimes you will not know. But what life has taught me, and that's something that recently happened to me a couple of days ago, what life has taught me is the minute I see something, whether I see it in the spirit, or I feel it, or I sense it, or I put 2 and 2 together because I visually see it, I'm going to ride on that. I don't care, because I can save myself the trouble. I'll give you guys an example. We were working for one of my other businesses. We were working with this particular client, and I don't know, something about this client just was rubbing me the wrong way. And I spoke to my business partner about it. My business partner, they said, are you sure? Because this person is giving us a lot of leads. Like, are you sure? And I'm like, please don't do that. And they're like, huh? I'm like, don't do that. And they're like, why? I said, because you're disrespecting Holy Spirit. You know what I've been through. You know how many pits I fell into, how many abysses I fell into from not listening to what God was warning me or telling me about in dealings with a person. And you've seen time and time again that I was right about individuals from the past. So the fact that you're still attempting to gaslight what I feel shows that maybe I'm going to stop bringing concerns to you. If I feel it, that's what it is. I trust in my gift enough to know that when I feel a feeling about someone, if I don't get out of there, it's going to be my ass. Because some of us, we go through life with pure hearts, right? Our intentions are pure. Like, if we're helping you, we're helping you. If we like you, we're like you. We like you. If we're bringing you on board. Like, we go through life with pure intentions. If we don't want to deal with someone anymore, we're not going to deal with them, right? If we want to cut ties, we're going to cut ties with that person and we're going to forget about them. But the problem is a lot of people don't have that kind of heart. They don't go through life with pure intentions. They're very freaking wicked and evil and demonic, actually. And you think that you just ended the relationship, ended the friendship, and you're going to go your way. No, that wicked person is like, I want more. I want to destroy her. I want to destroy him. I don't just want this to end. I want more. I want more damage. There are people out here who are like that. You have to be aware of that. Be careful how much you share. Don't be so quickly to let your guard down. People have a way of making you feel comfortable enough to let your guard down with them. And unless it's like a coach or an advisor or a spiritual advisor or a pastor or someone you genuinely know their heart is in a good place and they genuinely want to help people, that's different. But for everyone else, you have to be careful because you don't know, you're not going to know what their true intentions are for you. And I hate to see good people get their heart broken, but you'll really never know.